certain that you would win. Morning staff and students, I look forward to Government High entering the John Canoe competition again next year, as I myself am ardent John Canoer, in that I rush for the Saxons John Canoe group. And every Christmas and New Year's, you can see me in the Saxons line ringing my cowbells. And if I am allowed, and you rush next year, if I am allowed, you have my word that I will rush along with you and ring bells for you. The great freedom fighter and revolutionist Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon to change the world." I repeat, education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. I want you to repeat it with me. Education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. At the ripe age of 89, I must say, Government High School staff and students, you are all still looking strong, and I might add, looking good, handsome, intelligent, and young ladies are extremely beautiful. You are a healthy looking bunch. And I must say, while I'm standing here, whatever you are doing to keep yourselves in not only this frame of mind, but this healthy state, please inform me so that I too can become a part of what you're doing. Principal Barrett Saunders, members of faculty and staff, students of Government High School, today it gives me great pleasure to accept this invitation to share a few words with you as we celebrate a very important day that recognizes not only our past, but our present, and with your help, a better future. Now, this term is many times carried around loosely, and many are not sure of its meaning or significance. But today, I would like to elaborate on the point. The term Commonwealth refers to community or a state of common well-being. And today the message I would like to leave with you is simple. And it is that we need your help. We need your help. Education is the weapon of change. It's in your hands. Grab it. Hold it. Embrace it. Massage it. And don't ever let it go. Today, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas maintains 700 islands, rocks, and keys. We have over the years established a tourism industry, a banking sector, developed medical facilities, and recently we've celebrated 40 years of independence, among so many other accomplishments, because what we have always had and continue to have in common is the help of each other. We had all things in common. We knew that we could not stand as a Commonwealth if we only looked out for ourselves. We were committed to looking out for each other. I ask you, are you committed here today for looking out for each other? Are you committed? Are you committed here today, students, for looking out for each other? We were resolved of the fact that I need you and you need me to survive. Everyone wanted to share a state of well-being, and helping each other was the key. But I asked the question, what do we have in common? Members of GHS, think about what we have in common. Because if we realize this, then together we will be willing to fight for the continued development of our country and for the empowerment of each other. Yes, we all need food, shelter, clothes, relationships, and a sense of ownership and belonging. A feeling of self-worth is what we all want. Ladies and gentlemen, and students, that's what time it is. That's what time it is. So yes, students of Government High, believe it or not, I have been checking my watch. And I realize that the time is now. It's now that you want this change, this development, this nation, where we would restore the spirit of the Commonwealth. All things common. And I suggest to you today that you are not wrong for feeling this way, because this is who we are as Bahamians. This is what our nation was built on. It was built on the wealth of a nation, not individuals, but a nation. And with your help, we can rebuild the broken pieces. Yes, the pieces broken by the scourge of crime, the pieces broken by violence, disrespect for human life, core values, and the rule of law. I ask you here today, help us to enforce our laws. Help us to enforce the laws. Help us to build a new and better Bahamas. We must recommit to the principles of a Commonwealth nation where there's equal say and equal opportunity for all, regardless of size and economic stature. This year's Commonwealth Day theme is Team Commonwealth. This says GHS Magics, reflecting on your teams, that Team Montague on the east, Team Charlotte in the west, Team Fincastle in the north, and your Team Nassau in the south, all have to come together and work hand in hand to ensure the continued wealth and well-being of our nation. The key, GHS, is for all of us to know that the Bahamas needs all of us, and all of us needs the Bahamas. If the world said we were too small and insignificant, we would not have been where we are today. But because we believed in ourselves, they believed in us. And today, united we stand and must continue to stand as the great Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I am a strong advocate of education because I have personally seen its power demonstrated in my life. Like some of you, I came from a single parent home, 6 other siblings, with a hard-working mother. My vow to receive and use education to make my life better became my weapon of change. Students, sometimes education is all you have, and you must make a vow to use it to your advantage. The day I decided to use education to my advantage, I realized how important it was. I realized that selling newspapers for a while would have soon be a thing of the past. Yes, students, while growing up, I sold Guardian every morning, Tribune every evening, Shine Shoes every Sunday, helped my mother, who was a lunch vendor, prepare lunch for E.P. Roberts School, worked in a tailor shop and made pants, worked at a service station. My father pumped gas and patched tires and saved it all to assist with my education. The day I decided to use education as my weapon, I succeeded. I knew one day my dream of becoming a doctor would be a reality. Today I decided to use education as my weapon. I knew that I would, and did open doors that were open to the rich and wealthy. The day I used my weapon of education was the day I began to think change and become the change that I desperately needed and desperately wanted. GHS, with that decision and the help of God, today while I, and no one is perfect, I can say education was true to supplying my needs and even some of my wants. If you be true to education, I promise it will be true to you. Remember that education is your weapon, not drugs, not guns, not knives. So what is your weapon? What is your weapon? GHS Magics, the same opportunities given to me have and will be given to you. For opportunity and chance comes to all. As the Bahamas government at the Shogun led the enactment of the Nassau Accord, leading the Commonwealth countries to stand up with South Africa and Nelson Mandela to end the apartheid, so can we stand together in our nation to end poverty and unemployment. So you can have jobs. Together we must seek to eradicate the trafficking and sale of drugs, to tackle alcohol and domestic violence. We must say with one voice that we will fight against school dropouts, bullying, gang banging, and a life of crime. We must vow to stand together and say, ain't no nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. GHS Magics, when we vow to our country to be committed to education, help each other, and use our weapon to change and not war, we will be more than a vibrant democracy, but a glorious Commonwealth of the Bahamas for the betterment of us all. And I close by asking you here, what is the weapon of your life? Education must be your weapon to change. Thank you very much. May God bless each and every